Back out here in the garage today, and I'm going to keep this angle for just a second. Those of you who know me personally, or if you're just someone who has been watching the channel here, you know that I have vehicle ADD. I was living out in Las Vegas, go out to the street races, go out to no prep style stuff, and I did not see a lot of S10 chassis. However, because there was a lot of people in the Midwest making S10 chassis work well, I knew they were a good chassis. Moved out here to Florida, picked up an S10 chassis for myself. And then I went to a couple of events and whatnot here, and I started realizing there's fucking S10s everywhere out here. So I know everyone, here's the deal, right? We all know when we're talking about backside no prep or street race stuff, even regular track stuff, but you can make anything with glue. You can make any car with a glued track move down the track, right? But specifically no prep, specifically in backside no prep stuff where you shitty surface, right? Terrible surface stuff. We know the Fox bodies work well, and you know that you can get S10 chassis, whether it's first or second gen, working really well. I don't want a Fox body for a couple reasons. And although I wanted the S10 when I first got here, I wasn't super thrilled on it. Number one, again, if you know me personally, you know all my cars are white. I like starting with a white chassis. I hate body work. I hate doing all that stuff. I wrapped my last car, didn't like it. And again, it's not about, it's not show car stuff. I'm building ugly fucking drag cars. But I want to start with a white chassis. And I got thinking, I was like, you know what chassis would I enjoy? What car do I like, right? I had that F-body Camaro for a bit. I never really liked F-bodies. I just got it because it was a good deal. I had some fun with it, and it was a cool car, What chassis would I really like? And we figured it out. This is a 2004 New Edge Mustang. Why did I go with this chassis? A couple of reasons. Very obviously, all the Mustang chassis is going to be super similar, right? We got triangulated 4-link out back, so we know the suspension works really well. These ones are newer, so we're not going to have crazy rusted out shit boxes. This one's got a little bit of body damage there, but I can just get a whole new bumper, headlights, good to go. Paint's not too shitty. I'm going to put some carbon fiber wrap on the roof to make it look a little bit better, but this is a 100% bone stock V6 2004 New Edge Mustang chassis. I'm gonna start cleaning up the interior right now because I always like to have a clean canvas when we start working on anything. And then the next thing is probably going to be engine and transmission come out and rear end come out. So these unfortunately do not have an 8.8 in them, just the GTs have the 8.8 in them. But the fortunate thing is it swaps right in. So that's what I'm gonna do. But I'm gonna get the interior of this. Actually, let me show you the interior real quick. It's your typical, it's not too bad. Bone stock, got some plastic and shit, broken places and cigarette stains and burns, and it smells like weed in there. But yeah, we'll get you the good before here. Need to replace a couple things, as you can see. Like I said, there's fucking cigarette burns and shit everywhere, but pretty clean. Oh, Mexicano. I'm Mexican, so it is what it is. But I will be taking that out. And there's tint on the windshield. A lot of people tint the windshields here. I don't like that shit. Taking that out. I race at night, and that shit is no bueno. It's already fucking scary out there. You know what I mean? I don't even know how many miles are on this chassis. I totally forgot to look. What does it say? Oh, I gotta turn that. And so here's the reason I wanted to pick this up. The S10, I had already completely fucking stripped out because I knew as soon as it started going any faster, even on the nitrous, because there's a big turbo sitting, 85 millimeter turbo sitting right there. As soon as it started going faster, I was gonna have to put a cage in it, or they're gonna start kicking me out of the tracks. Totally understand that. I know, safety first. I get it. I totally understand all that. But so I started stripping the S10 out, and I'm like, I should get this thing as light as I can anyway. I do like that it's a full frame because obviously I've put subframe connectors on this to stiffen it up. But I didn't like that to get good pan clearance and ease of serviceability. You got to cut the frame on that thing. It's not really hard to pull the motor out of the thing, but if you tube front these, you can still keep all the stock body panels on, and it's crazy easy to pull the motors in and out of these. You can drop it from the bottom, which is probably what I'll do. I like doing that anyway. Just lift the car up. I put a cart like I'll show you. Like that. I put my motors and transmissions on carts and then jack the car up off of them for things that have K-member, subframe, etc. that holds the motor in. The S10's a full frame and it has basically a cross member. I don't even know what you'd call that, cross member. A lot of people notch it. I was gonna cut it out completely and then just weld in a tube, but I didn't want to do that. And I was like, I'm going to spend so much time and money and effort on this chassis to just be able to run it. And it's not going to move it forward. I don't really enjoy I'm going to have to paint this thing. I don't really enjoy the truck chassis as it is. Don't get me wrong. They work. Cool little things. Love the way they look. But I've been wanting a white Mustang for, I don't know, like 5 years now. Somebody had a white Mustang. I couldn't remember if they were, if you remember, put it in the comments. And it's not Brandon, was it Mork is his last name? He's got a badass silver New Edge. Dude kills it and no prep stuff. So, but it's not that one. It was another one. It was a white one. It was super simple. Anyway, I've seen a few of them. I've seen a couple companies giving away some New Edges. And I'm like, you know what? My old 5.3 with that 85 millimeter on it. Fuel cell in the back. Super simple setup. Probably have a good little gangster's car. What do you think? Let me know. And not just index stuff, but for example, like I'm probably gonna leave the vast majority of the interior in here, at least the front half stuff. Now, I love completely stripped out race cars because I want them to be easy to work on. But like even the street car classes at FL2K, you gotta have door panels, you gotta have a dash, that kind of shit. So until this car is either just too fast and I'm gonna run different classes, but I think for now, I'm going to leave some of the interior in it, you know, make it as light as possible. You can get these things really, really light. I'll put a link in the description here to a dude who got his down to 2,300 pounds. Don't tell anyone, fuckers. 2,300 pounds of these things. They look so heavy, but they're not. So I'm gonna get it light, get some good power in it, make sure the chassis is working. Triangulated 4-link. These fucking things, 60 foot like crazy, even on stock springs out back. Stock springs. Like I said, the very first thing I like to do when I get a new chassis is to clean it. So I will pull the seats out, hit all, you can't see shit in there because the other door's closed. Damn tent. Is take all the seats out, take everything I can out, vacuum it out. Really, really good. I'll do the same thing with the trunk. And I do this with the underside of the vehicle, engine bay as well. So normally, you know, obviously I wouldn't pick this up on the trailer. And because it's up on the trailer, I've got an open deck. I go right to a car wash and I pressure wash the underside of it. Get as much, you know, I just turn it on the soap function immediately. Get as much of that grease as I can off of there if there's any grease. This one actually is not, I mean, there's no rust on here. It's in really good shape. It's got a little oil leak, so there's a little bit of grease under there, a little bit of oil under there, but it wasn't too bad. And the reason I do that is we've all been underneath cars, right? We've all get super fucking dirty working on cars and it's just a pain in the ass. And maybe I'm getting old, but I don't like doing that stuff anymore. I don't want to have to clean up any more than I have to. And if I can hit some of that stuff on the front side, that's great. The other thing is, if I just want to reach in the car and do something real quick, if I have to jump under there and whatever, if I have to do just whatever, especially with race car stuff, constantly have to measure shit, figure out what bolt do I need for this or what bracket or whatever it is, I might not want to get dirty doing it. I might go in somewhere else, or I might be going somewhere else and I don't want to have to change, etc. So grab your chassis, start with a clean canvas, and then you can get it dirty if you want. The other thing is, it's easier to see stuff, right? Let's say you're looking for cracks, you're looking for in welds or whatever, right? If you keep your stuff clean, or if it's clean on the front side, obviously there's no chassis work to this. I'm not looking for cracks in a cage or anything like that, like I would with something that already has, let's say, torque boxes welded in, or cage welded in, or subframe connectors. Like, I would be looking for cracks in the welds and things like that. But with this, I'm not. It's a fresh canvas. I just want it as clean as possible. And then what I start doing is chipping away at the things that are not going to stay in the car. Weight reduction. It's good enough for race car standards. Actually, way fucking cleaner than it was before. So take the seats out. It's super easy. I was surprised there's not a harness on the passenger seat at all. But on this side, it's just the power seat stuff. Even on the V6s, they have power seats moving forward and back. And then there's 4 15 millimeter nuts and or bolts. I say nuts and or bolts because of this. came right out. But it wasn't, see right there. Wasn't a bad thing though. They came out really easy. No strip bolts, no hung up bolts. Can't complain. Looking clean. So I just realized I forgot to make an outro on that video. Finished cleaning up the interior, put the Mustang back in the garage, and we shall see what is next. Oh, put tires on the Escalade today. See y'all.